How do we search for wars on Mexico?
Look through.
Like at the same point. Like I understand the reflection stuff, but the stuff we did, like just like. I don't know.
It's just giving me a lot of tools that I'm gonna need in the real world.
Seminars and everything, and I just feel like a deep commitment to this school and what it's done for my family and what it's done for me. And
before I came here, I would feel fine if I didn't try hard enough or didn't go like have a direction in my life. I feel a need for that now.
Many schools don't welcome family involvement, but this school did. Not only did it welcome it, it insisted upon it.
And we have found that when kids are inspired by their parents, they take off.
You know, 96% of our to 98% of our senior class every year go on to college. And so what happens if the parents stick with us and they commit to do their best and their kids commit to do the best, in the long run, they'll get into college and they'll be successful beyond college.
Admissions really focuses on the interview. We're the only school I know of that really uses that as the primary criteria for whether a student gets admitted to Hyde or not.
Students are accepted based on their attitude, not their aptitude or how smart they are. Hyde accepts a student only after there's a commitment by both the student and the parents to work to do their best.
It all begins with courage. Hyde is a challenge, and a student has to have the courage to accept that.
Hyde is a small community of people, all working on developing character. Now, that makes it an unusual place, because everyone is working to do their personal best. Daring to give that a shot develops character and prepares young people to aim high and pursue their dreams. Hyde students are required to play competitive sports, spend some time in the wilderness, and be involved in the performing arts. They participate in discovery groups and other forums in which they work to overcome personal obstacles that hold them back from doing their best. In everything they do, students participate in a cycle of action and reflection in which they ask, who am I? Where am I going in my life? And what do I need to do to get there? Hyde was founded in 1966 by educator Joseph Gauld. Teaching in a prep school, he had become disenchanted with the focus on grades instead of character and attitude.
I was giving my highest grade to a lazy, self-centered genius. And then in the same class, I've got this hard-working Vermont farm boy who says to me, Mr. Gall, I work twice as hard as everybody else, I get half as much out of it. And so I've got to try to convince that kid that life is going to be a lot more than whether you do this calculus class very well.
Years later, he followed up and found the A student genius was unemployed, and the other kid had become a nationally known consulting engineer. Convinced that schools should encourage attitude over aptitude, Joe Gauld founded Hyde School.
I found here what I needed and leave grateful for the gifts I have received.
And to all the people who have affected me in my life, my greatest teachers, I thank you.
Now, more than 3 decades later, Hyde School has served thousands of students and their families. And the school now has campuses in Bath, Maine, and Woodstock, Connecticut. Hyde programs have also been remarkably successful in public charter schools in New Haven, Connecticut, and Washington, D.C. for more than 10 years.
Nothing can stop the person with the right attitude. Nothing can help the person with the wrong attitude. We have found that if you can really get a student on board with a positive learning attitude, the sky's the limit.
The Hyde approach to education is so unique, both 60 Minutes and ABC's 2020 have reported on its success.
What is it like here as a school? How would you describe it?
Well, it's very different. It's very different from any school I've ever been to. And I think the expectations here are so much greater. Like, not so much what you achieve, but how you achieve it.
What makes Hyde different from other prep schools? At Hyde, students help one another overcome their personal obstacles as they search for their unique potential.
Because you gave me confidence to going into your class. I was really scared about going in there, and you made me feel like I was like a worthy student.
The high expectations extend to teachers and staff, too, all of whom are evaluated in public by the students.
I think that you bring a lot of spirit and life into Hyde School.
I think you overreact sometimes. When I talk to you one-on-one or when you talk at school meetings, I think I speak for pretty much everyone when I say you really inspire me.
Good job, you!
Most Hyde students get their first exposure to the school during the 5-week summer challenge that consists of a wilderness trip, athletics, work on the ropes course, academics, performing arts, and most importantly, self-discovery.
And the purpose of the summer is for not only the family to say, is Hyde what we really want? Is this what we really want? It's a chance for the family to test Hyde. It's a chance for Hyde to test the student. Amazing things happen in those 5 weeks because the total focus is attitude.
About the first couple of weeks of summer school, I could not be here. You know, it was really rough for me. I had a rough time. You know, the wilderness and stuff. It wasn't me.
But when Hassan Covington went home to Brooklyn, New York after the Hyde Summer Challenge, his mother knew something good had happened.
He came here, and 5 weeks later, he came home, and he could actually have a conversation with me and have eye contact. And I realized that while he was here, they woke him up.
That fall, he enrolled in the regular program.
It's been rough, but this is the best I think I've done. Academically, sports field, with my family.
Teachers and staff at Hyde sometimes refer to their work as that of a sculptor, cutting away the outside to reveal something amazing inside. They believe, given the opportunity, everyone's unique potential can emerge.
Hyde hopefully encourages one to think about oneself as emerging, oneself as becoming awake, continually wide awake.
Hyde seems to do that, to awaken students and their families.
It's really great because you get to find out like your strengths and like your physical strengths, and you get to figure out your like personal strengths, talents, like in performing arts.
Hyde has excellent performing arts programs and facilities that help all students to discover firsthand music, theater, and dance. Peter Flint says finding the courage and confidence to push yourself, that is the hard part. An example, he wanted to be on the ski team but ended up on the wrestling team. He'd never wrestled before but decided to give it his best shot.
I wrestled in front of the entire school, and it was against a kid who was a lot bigger than I was and a lot better than I was, and I ended up beating him, pinning him in the second period. That was my defining moment as an athlete. I think that was sort of where I began to say that if I put everything I had into something, I was going to come out on top, and if I didn't, I'd be able to feel good knowing that I did everything I could.
To Hyde's founder, Peter Flint's experience makes his point.
The thing about self-confidence is you have to do something before you can become confident. And that's what we're setting up. We're trying to challenge the kid in every conceivable way.
There are high expectations and challenges for the parents, too.
Be prepared to work on yourself, because the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. And if you find something in your kid, attitudes in your kids that you don't like or you don't think are productive, chances are that the source of those attitudes may be your own. So be prepared to address them in yourself.
Parents are expected to attend monthly regional meetings to discuss personal and family issues with other Hyde parents. And all parents are expected to attend Hyde Family Learning Center workshops on campus several times per year where they focus on themselves. As shown on ABC's 2020, these sessions between parents and their kids can provide dramatic, honest insights that strengthen families.
Once I did it and I began to look at my own role, everything changed, because now Eamon's looking across the room at me and he's thinking, wait a minute, this authoritarian, tough guy, or whatever I was to him, was now vulnerable, looking at himself. He's got problems, he's wrestling with things, trying to figure out who he is too.
The Hyde experience changed the McCran family. So much so that Duncan McCran decided to quit his successful real estate practice, and he's now the head of school at Hyde Woodstock.
If I had to say what's the single most unique aspect of the program, it's the fact that we bring the whole family into it. If you want to teach character, if you want to inspire kids, you got to influence the influencers. And the two most powerful influencers in kids' lives are the family and the youth culture. And when they see their parents work on their own character development, that is very inspiring to them.
The Hyde motto is, we don't ask the kids to do anything we don't also ask ourselves to do. As a result, you'll see parents and students climbing on the ropes course or performing on stage. Hank Flint and his son Peter successfully performed Van Morrison's A Brown-Eyed Girl in front of a couple hundred people during one of these weekends.
And it wasn't so much the ovation that was special. We went out into the hall. After we closed the door, there was no one in the hall but Peter and I. And we gave ourselves a huge high five. And it was just, it was just a moment. It was a moment that there are moments in life in families where, you can't capture those moments.
Precious family moments are part of the Hyde process, just as are trips to the Black Wilderness Preserve in Eustis, Maine. Year-round, small groups of students, and sometimes parents, spend time at Outpost, camping, canoeing, journaling, and working on community projects.
I'd never been camping, and then we climbed a mountain, which was just like, oh my God. I was like this, I climbed a mountain, like looking down, it's like, oh my God. It was just, and that's like character building. It's an experience that like you'll never forget.
Rich Trueluck is a Hyde graduate and the former Wilderness Program director. He's now in charge of admissions.
I was the off-track attitude. I was the punk student. There was somebody who took some risk, who believed in me when I didn't believe in myself as a student here. That's why I'm here. It's because I have a responsibility in my life to believe in other people when they don't believe in themselves.
I find myself going in circles sometimes with myself.
It's a very dynamic, powerful program. Over the years, we've seen an increasing number of brothers and sisters follow the original child who came to Hyde.
And I'm going to kind of give Quinn a little feedback. Coming up here for the Family Week, and
It's about your hope and their potential. By that I mean it's the hope that the parents have, and it's the potential that the kids have. And you bring the two together, and some powerful things happen.
Character, family, college prep. That is what Hyde is all about.
The environment's extremely challenging, and with that, it's extremely supportive.
Our relationship is so much stronger today, and it's been wonderful. I'm a better parent, I'm a better person, he's a better person, and it's helped our entire family.
I feel that they have discovered the person that I knew that was inside of them all along, that they've had the chance to see it for themselves and have chosen to move forward with that. And it's just been a tremendous gift, and I couldn't be more excited for them.
Here's how to get more information about Hyde schools.